What's going on, YouTube? It's been a while since I updated 38 gallon with the video, so here it is. Did a massive trimming, took off all the lily pads that were floating at the top. It was blocking too much light, and honestly it looks better when it's a low plant. I mean, not eventually, in like a week I'm gonna get a ton of lily pads, but I'll cut it off then again. I like the way it's looking more right now. More light's getting to the plants. All the plants everywhere is lit up properly. As you can see, there's some duckweed, but no lily pads. I also actually took off the 250 gallon per hour BioCube circulator, and I replaced it with this little kind of crummy broken Hydor Pico 180. It's given enough circulation, it's agitating the surface as well, but I didn't need 250 gallons per hour because I have the outtake of the filter blowing that away, and then the Hydor Picor is blowing it towards the front, and it's just kind of a circle. Ooh, way too zoomed in, sorry about that. It kind of becomes a circle for the circulation. Circulation is definitely important for a planted tank. You don't generally want to have your tank completely still, but yeah, I mean, any kind of circulation or movement is definitely good for the plants. But I didn't need 250 gallons per hour worth, so I put the small one there. I put on the other side actually, because I have all the stem plants, and with the power head right there, all the stem plants were being blown around and it couldn't grow straight up. It was just getting sucked in to the outer side of the pump. As it brings in air, it pushes it out, so as it brings in the air, it's sucking up all the stem plants. So now I'm gonna let all the stem plants grow out. I have a ton of Kabamba in the back. I have two different species, I think, because one is a light green and the one I got a couple days ago is a dark green, and it's staying dark green, so it's not the lighting or substrate, it's definitely a different type. Nonetheless, I think it's a Kabamba. I don't know. Let me know. Let's see, fish-wise, they're growing big. The Bosomanis are all growing to be nice and plump and big. Not plump fat-wise, but like nice and big. Finally, they're growing out. Turns out I actually have 4 males. This one started, this one started to color up a little late. So, found out he's a male about a couple weeks back. Pearl Gouramis, both of them coming out. The male came out from hiding all the time, and now is swimming with the female all the time, constantly. I did a lot of trimming on the, I already said the trimming on the lily pads, but I did some trimming on the middle giant sword. I can cut the plants and it'll grow back in about a week and a half too, so I'll give some space for the rainbows to swim around. My only surviving Zebra Danio is doing awesome. By surviving, I meant that I didn't find him when I was taking out all the others to return to donate to the local pet store. So I have one in there, but he seems happy, so oh well, we'll leave him in there. The baby snails are growing to be huge now. It's been about a month since I've noticed these babies, and they're becoming bigger and bigger. It's awesome because I don't have many of them, but I have about 3-4 babies, and they're growing to be nice sizes. My Hillstream Loach still doing awesome. Let's see, what else? My Rummy Noses, all 3 of them, doing awesome in this tank. What else? I'd like to discuss something real quick with you guys. The difference between planted tanks, there are some subtle differences in my opinion. When people actually aquascape and make it, you know, all nice with rocks and driftwood, I think that's an aquascape. What I have going on here is more of just a grow out planted tank. I mean, for the most part, I did put the big sword in the middle, and I have a red plant on each side. But other than that, I mean, I have swords all over the place. I have crypts on each side. I really didn't do much of an aquascape. When I first set this tank up, it looked so different. You know, everything, all my swords are about to that length, you know, it was that high. Nothing was grown out. So it looked empty and bare, so I honestly had no idea what it was going to look like as it, you know, as time passed on and plants started to grow, bush out, and things have changed. It's definitely not what I was thinking would look like when I originally set it up. So it's not much of an aquascape. I more or less just put plants where I kind of wanted it to be, you know. I didn't necessarily have to have this sword in the front. I could have easily had it in the back if I was doing a proper aquascape, so I have all the swords in the back and, you know, all the crypts in the front or something like that. But no, I just threw in the sword in the front and it's looking awesome. With the red tiger lotus, you know, kind of creeping in at the bottom and then poking its head out over there. So in general, I don't really have an aquascape I decided for this tank. It's more of a grow out tank, and it's fucking awesome. I have my aquascape tanks in the other room in my tank den, so this is just the grow out tank. I have the height to grow out plants, not necessarily in my other tanks, so I'm taking advantage and just letting things grow out. Who cares if there's no driftwood? I mean, I love the driftwood I have in my 10-gallon. But the all planted tank is fucking sweet. Letting things grow out is definitely something you guys should consider. I know people say trim the stem plants, which I'm doing, so I can have a bushier set of stem plants in the back, which is going on, you know. As it grows out, it's gonna look awesome in the back. But for the most part, everything is being grown out. The lily pads obviously I cut so there can be more light, but other than that, I'm letting all the swords grow out, not snipping a single Nubius plant, the leaf off, letting whatever grow out, the crypts grow out. There's a Ludwigia repens right there just growing randomly in the middle. But who cares, you know? Letting it grow out, letting it grow out. Other than that, I don't really have much to say about this tank. I cleaned out my shelf down below and I have all the chemicals I used to use. I still use a little of the Excel. That's a new bottle, so I got that, but it's not for this tank, it's for the other tank. This tank has the DIY CO2 pumping. So that's definitely helping this tank. The other tanks are getting some Excel about every other day, and potassium about once a week. Iron I stopped dosing because I'm having problem with the algae once I dose iron, so I'm gonna let the dirt do its thing. Flourish, the comprehensive supplement, blah blah blah, I don't use that anymore. That was just a huge source of algae problems for me. And trace I give occasionally about once a week to this tank if needed. But honestly, I haven't dosed this tank with anything in a very long time. It really doesn't need any dosing. The red from the red tiger lotus is getting all its iron from the dirt. So why bother adding more iron, you know? I mean, the Ludwigia repens for the most part is growing in green. Who cares? It's looking awesome. It's looking healthy. Why mess things up? Other than that, that's about it. The jungle val is starting to carpet over here. It's not growing tall yet, but I think it'll start because I trimmed off all the lily pads. They're blocking the light. So yeah, that's about it for this 38. Fish are doing awesome. Everything's doing awesome. I'm really not touching this tank. Just letting it do its thing. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Peace!